Texas! Welcome to the last political rally in the nation before Super Tuesday. Are you ready? It's an honor to help welcome you this evening. Senator Johnson and I are so proud to join with all of you to be here tonight to support Vice President Joe Biden, the next President of the United States. So why are we all supporting Joe Biden? Well, there's a lot of reasons. Let me just give you a few. Joe Biden took on the NRA and he beat them. Joe Biden helped Barack Obama save the American auto industry. From Arlington, that's important. And the most important reason of all, Joe Biden will defeat Donald Trump in November. Now, real quick, let me give you one more really important reason. I have the privilege of serving as the chair of the Texas House Democratic Caucus. And thanks to some amazing gains in 2018, we find ourselves now only 9 seats away from having a Democratic House of Representatives. That's right, only 9. What that means is that's only 9 seats from putting Texas kids first and providing real funding for our public schools. That's only 9 seats from passing Medicaid expansion and giving health care to more than 1 million Texans just like that. It's 9 seats from real property tax relief for homeowners, and we're 9 seats away from closing the background check loophole in the state of Texas. Now, we've got some great candidates running here in Dallas-Fort Worth and all across Texas that are going to help us win those 9 seats. But do you know who else we need to help us win those 9 seats? We need Joe. We need Joe Biden. That's right. That's right. We need Joe. With Joe Biden leading our ticket, we will win races up and down the ballot. And most importantly, we'll restore honesty, integrity, and decency to the White House. That's why I'm for Joe. That's why you're for Joe. Welcome. It's great to be with you.
Well done. So proud to be right here in North Texas, the epicenter of political change of the nation. You all delivered historic results in 2018. How many of you were part of that? All of you. Every one of you. And it's about to happen again because the whole nation is watching to see what Texas does, and Texas is about to do something big. Why did we do it last time? How did we pull it off? Because this state got pulled in the wrong direction, and now it's happening on a national level. I want to share with you a little line of a poem, one of my favorite poets. It was Black History last month, Black History Month. Langston Hughes, great American poet from the Harlem Renaissance. Just a little piece of his poem. He said, it's a children's poem. And he said, when Washington crossed the Delaware, the pillars of tyranny shook. He started the list of democracy that's America's telephone book. Well, we all know that after Washington crossed it, those pillars of tyranny didn't just crumble, they fell. But in the last several years, as Donald Trump and his administration and right-wing politics in this state and throughout the nation have crumbled our institutions, have eroded our faith in democracy, they've started rebuilding the pillars of tyranny, and it's time for them to come down again and for us to rebuild it all now. It is going to take every single one of us, whether you're African American, Hispanic, Asian, Anglo, every single one of us working together, wherever you are on that political spectrum, we can do it. And there is one person in this country right now who can pull us all together, and that's the guy. The nation needs Joe Biden. Joe Biden needs us. Let's put him in office. Thank you.
We now welcome Pastor David Wilson of Greater Cornerstone Baptist Church.
Now, y'all could have done better than that for me. We are of the mind and of the position that whatever we are pursuing in our efforts tonight, we're going to need God's intervention in it. That in and of ourselves, we're not going to be able to do it. And so we're going to invite God to help us do what we can't do. Amen? All right. Eternal God, our Father, how we come tonight, thanking you for the privilege of coming into your presence, thanking you that you are God, that you're from everlasting to everlasting, and that we do know that you are the giver of every good and perfect gift. We come tonight with our hearts full of gratitude. And in our coming, we have to be honest that some of us come with the triumph over tragedy. Some of us come with enduring, suffered from shameful defeat in an inseparable battle of life. Some of us feel like going on, while some of us feel like giving up. But Lord, we come to you tonight, and we come just as we are, whether we are winners or losers. We know that you love us. You love us one and all. We love you, and we thank you that you are the greatest of the greatest. And as we come tonight, we are praying that you manifest your presence among us in this place. And that, Lord, that we would breed peace, that we breed love, that we would promote unity, and we would promote justice for all. We are praying for Joe Biden as he gives himself to run for the president. We're praying that you strengthen him, that you encourage him, that you put people around him that will hold him up and that will encourage him as he runs this race. And in doing so, we believe that you're God that can do anything but fail. So tonight, we are thanking you in advance for victory. In the priceless Lamb of God, we pray. Amen.
To lead us in song, please welcome Lola Wilson as she performs Lift Every Voice and Sing.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with a harmony of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing her song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing her song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
Please put your hands together for State Representative Victoria Niave and State Representative Rafael Anchia.
Buenas noches, familia! I am so excited to be here tonight to support the next President of the United States, Vice President Joe Biden! You know, as I'm looking out into the crowd, I see every part of our community represented, every part of Dallas, from North Dallas to South Dallas, East and West, the suburbs, Farmers Branch, Irving, all the places that make us a wonderful community. And I'm excited to represent us in the Texas legislature. Can you hear me? Okay. And so my name is Rafael Lanchia, and I chair the Mexican-American Legislative Caucus in the Texas House of Representatives. And I'm incredibly excited because as I see the people here in this audience, I am convinced that we can reclaim the soul of America. It is that America that brought my parents here as immigrants. My mother from Mexico City, my father from northern Spain with a 7th grade education. They accessed that infrastructure of opportunity that makes this country great. And as immigrants, they represented that oxygen that fills the veins of America every day. And I'm so proud of them, and I'm proud of this country. I'm proud of all of us coming together, because not only will we reclaim the soul of America, we are going to make America live up to the ideals that brought my family here and brought generations of people to this great country. When I look around, sometimes I don't recognize the country that I love so much. I see the corruption in government. I see the hate. I see the president calling the people like me criminals and rapists. I see division sown among and between us. But it is us. It is all of us that are going to turn this around in this election. It's Republicans, it's independents, and it's Democrats. It is all of us who are going to come together and elect Joe Biden, who will come in day one and turn this country around. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so proud to stand up here with my colleague and close friend, Victoria Neave, who will speak to you next. Thank you, and God bless you.
Who's ready to tell Donald Trump, you're fired? Say it with me, Dallas, so he can hear it. Donald Trump, you're fired. Donald Trump, you're fired. Mi nombre es Victoria Neave. I'm so honored to serve as state representative for House District 107, representing East Dallas, Garland, and Mesquite, Texas. From the barrio in Pleasant Grove to the halls of the Texas House of Representatives, I carry with me something that my parents taught me, and that is, don't forget where you came from. My dad came to our great country sin papeles, but he came and fulfilled the American dream, el sueño americano. My mom and dad worked long hours every single day so that I could walk across the stage to get a law degree. And when I was 9 years old, in 1990, Joe Biden had the foresight to write the landmark Violence Against Women Act that impacted the lives of survivors of domestic violence and rape survivors for 30 years. And 29 years later, in 2019, I passed the historic Lavinia Masters Act with an unprecedented $50 million to tackle the backlog of thousands of untested rape kits in Texas. And let me tell you, Dallas, that a lot of people have been waiting for justice, but we are done waiting. We are done waiting for an increase in minimum wage for all Americans. We are done waiting for 873,000 uninsured babies and children in Texas alone to see a doctor. We are done waiting for the national acknowledgement of the Equal Rights Amendment. We are done waiting for young, undocumented Americans to have an equal opportunity under the law. We are done waiting to end private prisons and for a new era of criminal justice reform. We are done waiting for the NRA to stop profiting off the murder of children. We are done waiting for the decriminalization of cannabis. comprehensive non-discrimination laws to protect our LGBT community because of who they love. We are done, ladies and gentlemen, waiting for someone to lead this nation, a nation of immigrants like my dad. But there is somebody here today, there is somebody here tonight who is ready to lead our nation. There is somebody ready tonight, ready to be commander-in-chief. That person is Joe Biden for president. So we're so excited to be here. We want to recognize some elected officials who have endorsed and are on Team Biden. We're going to start and give it up for Ambassador Wally Brewster. Give it up for Ambassador Ron Kirk. Give it up for State Senator Beverly Pell. Give it up for State Senator Nathan Johnson. Give it up for State Representative Jessica Gonzalez. Give it up for State Representative Retta Bowers. Give it up for State Representative Chris Turner. State Representative John Turner. Dallas County Judge Clay Jenkins. Dallas County Tax Assessor John Ames. Dallas County Treasurer Pauline Medrano. Dallas County Commissioner John Weathy Price. Former Mayor Dallas Mike Rawlings. Austin Mayor Steve Adler. And Dallas City Councilman Adam Medrano.
Let's go. Let's rock it tonight. Let's rock it.
We're doing a white balance. White balance for the press. Are we all good? Is white balance good? to the stage Congressman Colin Allred, Congressman Mark Vesey, and Congresswoman Eddie Bernice Johnson.
Hey, good evening, Dallas. Listen, I just got to tell y'all, this first 14 or 15 months in Congress has been the honor of my life. As many of y'all know, this community gave me everything I had. I was raised here by a single mother who taught in our public schools, graduated from Hillcrest High School. And thanks to my teachers and my coaches and the YMCA, I was able to go to Baylor, play in the NFL, become a civil rights lawyer, and now represent you in Congress. You know, that's who we are in North Texas. We believe that if you do the right things and work hard, you should be able to get ahead. And in 2018, we did something special together. We did something special. So many folks, some of you in this room came together to help us flip a district right here in Dallas from red to blue. I knew we were in good shape. I knew we were in good shape when folks thought they could bring their families to go block walk, when they promised their kids, if you do one more house, I'll give you some ice cream. That's when I knew that we were in good shape. Neighbor to neighbor, Texan to Texan, that's the way we won our race. That's the way we're gonna take back this country. And I don't have to tell y'all how much is at stake. We passed over 275 bipartisan bills in the House. They're not getting a hearing in the Senate. And if they got through that, they wouldn't get signed by this president. We have to have a change in the White House. All of us are here. All of us are here supporting Joe Biden because we know he's a good man. He's a good man. He's got a deep well of empathy. He understands what people are going through. He's suffered in his life. And there's no one better than Joe Biden to bring our country back together after this horribly divisive 3 years we've been through. But the first thing we got to do is make sure that Joe Biden wins Texas tomorrow. Now, I know there was a lot of good candidates in the field. I understand. It was tough sometimes for people to make their mind up, but now we know who we're coming together behind. Joe Biden's going to be our nominee, and he's going to be the next president of the United States. So, let me turn it over to my good friend, who I always ask for advice, and who y'all know has been representing us so well in the Congress and in the State House, Mark Vesey.
What's up, Dallas? What's up, Tarrant County? What's up, Denton County? What's up, Collin County? Are y'all ready for Super Tuesday? Are y'all ready for Milwaukee? Are y'all ready to put Joe Biden in the White House? I'm going to use my 2 minutes to tell you that we're on our way to an incredible journey. And we need each and every one of you to be engaged from here on out to make sure that we send Victoria Niave and Rafael Anchia to the state legislature next year in the majority. We need to make sure that we grow our majority in the U.S. House of Representatives. We need to make sure that we take the majority back in the U.S. Senate. And we need to do that one precinct at a time, one county at a time, one state at a time, to make sure that we get Joe Biden the 270 electoral votes that he needs to be the next president of the United States of America. And we can only do it with your help. So make sure that from this point on that you're putting all your energy into everything that we need to make this man the leader of our great nation and return some respect and dignity back to the White House. And now I'm going to introduce to you the dean of our delegation from the great city of Dallas, Eddie Bernice Johnson.
America deserves a great president, someone that we can be proud of, someone we can respect, someone who knows what we want, and someone who stands for all of us. This enthusiasm tonight has to be carried through tomorrow and on to November. Have you already voted? Tell everybody else to go tomorrow because that's the last day. We need this president. We need to restore the dignity to the White House. We need someone who respects working people. As a matter of fact, he's a man who's worked all of his adult life in public service. And so many candidates had a lot of money to give out, but he only had what we gave him because we worked just like he has worked. So even though he might not have the most money, he has the most caring spirit. He has a history of showing. He has shown through his work, and I've known him since 1988. I have watched him. I've worked with him. I know him, and I know he stands for what I stand for. He stands for all Americans, and he can't do this without us. So we must leave here and carry this enthusiasm with us and make sure that he is elected in November. But we first got to make sure he gets the delegates for the nomination, and it ends tomorrow at 7 p.m. All of you have not voted. You've got to do it tomorrow. Tell your neighbors. Tell all your family. Tell everyone that's over 18 that's registered that they owe it to the nation to cast that vote. This is a man who worked with us to get that right to vote and to keep it. He's for America just like we are. So we need to make sure we always put someone in the White House who is for America, not using America. It takes only one vote for each one of you, but it takes every one of you. Don't forget to tell all of your neighbors and all of your friends, wherever they live, that Biden is the man of the day.
Picture a thinker, a drummer, and then
So he's leaving the life he's come to know. Ooh. He said he's going back to find. Going back to find. Ooh, what's left of his world. The world he left behind not so long ago. He's leaving on that midnight train to Georgia. Leaving on the midnight train. Yeah. Said he's going back to a simpler place and time. Oh, yes, he is. Now be with him. I know you will. On that midnight train to Georgia. Leaving on that midnight train. I'd rather live in his word than live without him in mine. World is here.
Everyone, please welcome Abigail Bessler, John Bessler, Dr. Jill Biden, Senator Amy Klobuchar, and Vice President Joe Biden.
Take nothing less than the supreme best. Do not obey, you must be forsake, but you can pass the test. Just move on up to a greater day. With just a little faith, if you put your mind to it, you can surely do it. Just move on up. Move on up. But move on up. Boy, child, but just move on up. But move on up. Move on up.
Well, how great is it to be here in Dallas, Texas? And how great it is to be here with my family, John and Abigail, and with Vice President Biden. And how fun it is, how wonderful it is to be standing next to him on a stage when it isn't the debate stage. So I actually, as you all know, announced my campaign for president in the middle of a Minnesota blizzard, just so I could impress everyone in Texas, and in particular, everyone in Dallas. So we didn't let the snow stop us. We didn't let the cold stop us. We did continue through that speech because that's what we do in the heartland. We made a little in this campaign, in my campaign, go a long way. And our homegrown campaign with a tremendous staff that stuck together from the beginning and volunteers every way beat the odds And that got me up here right now on this stage in Dallas. And the most amazing thing was getting to know so many people across the country. And I know the Vice President knows this as well. The Vietnam vet who sobbed as he talked about losing his son to mental illness. The rancher who had voted for Donald Trump, but after he saw him give a speech in front of that sacred wall with the CIA stars of those that lost their lives in the line of duty, decided he wasn't going to do it again. The immigrant mom who told me she works 2 jobs, all for her kids. And through it all, I said to them, and I believe this now standing with the Vice President, if you feel tired of the noise and the nonsense in our politics, and if you are tired of the extremes, you have a home with me. And I think you know you have a home with Joe Biden. So many people joined us, supported us, as we carried forward with this simple but fundamental message, and that it is time for Americans to join hands instead of pointing fingers. It is time to turn back the division and the hate and the exclusion and the bitterness. And it is time to work together, to lift up those who are left out and to bring people with us instead of shoving them away. I believe, and it's the reason I'm up here, that we are never going to out-divide the divider in chief. We must, as Americans, dream bigger than that. We have to be better than that. Because if we spend the next 4 months dividing our party and going at each other, we will spend the next 4 years watching Donald Trump tear apart this country. We need Texans, we need to unite our party and our country. And to do it, not just with our words, but with our actions. It is up to us, all of us, to put our country back together, to heal this country, and then to build something even greater. I believe we can do this together. And that is why today I am ending my campaign and endorsing Joe Biden for president. Okay, I have a few other things to say. Joe Biden has dedicated his life to fighting for people, not for the rich and the powerful, but for the mom, for the farmer, for the dreamer, for the builder, for the veteran. He can bring our country together and build that coalition of our fired up Democratic base, and it is fired up, as well as independents and moderate Republicans, because we do not, in our party, want to just eke by a victory. We want to win big, and Joe Biden can do that. As you know from all the work he has done, that he will not just govern with his head, he's got a lot of good ideas, but he will also govern with his heart. And I know that you know here in this big state of Texas that the heart of this country is bigger than the heart of the guy in the White House. It is time, America, for a president that understands that service is not about self-interest. It is about sacrifice. It is time for a president that represents all of America, including people in the middle of this country, at a time when we see people in extremes that are trying to drown out people. And most of all, it is time, and this is what I feel so strongly about, it is time for a president that will bring decency and dignity back to the White House. Debates, of our many debates, I told the story.
All of which you won.
Oh, yeah. I told the story of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, that beloved president. And when he died, they put his body on a train that went from Georgia to Washington, D.C. And the story is that people spontaneously stood along those train tracks to show their respect. And a reporter came upon a guy, a regular guy, who just had his hat in his hand, and he was sobbing. And the reporter said to him, "Sir, do you mind me asking, did you know President Roosevelt?" And the guy says, "No, I didn't know the president, but he knew me. He knew me." And that is exactly what is missing right now in the White House. We have a president that has no empathy, that cannot put himself in the shoes of the people of this country. Well, guess who can do that? And that is Joe Biden. So, if you out there are trying to figure out how you stretch your paycheck to pay for your rent or your mortgage, or someone in your family is, you know Joe knows you, and he will fight for you. If you are someone trying to decide how do you pay for the long-term care for your parents and the child care or the college for your kids, Joe knows you, and he will fight for you. And if you are trying to figure out how am I going to fill that prescription for insulin or some other prescription drug or fill my refrigerator, Joe knows you, and he will fight for you. So I cannot think of a better way to end my campaign than joining his. Because America, you gave an opportunity to the granddaughter of an iron ore miner, to the daughter of a teacher and a newspaper man. You gave me, Minnesota, the opportunity to be the first woman elected to the U.S. Senate from the state of Minnesota. And America, you gave me this incredible year to be a candidate for President of the United States. It is because you have faith in what we can achieve together. It is because of your undying belief that for all of us, the best is yet to come. So, before I turn it over to our next president, I want to remind you of something really practical. Tomorrow is Super Tuesday. Tomorrow is Super Tuesday. And Texas, you are one big Super Tuesday state. But there are 14 Super Tuesday states, including my home state of Minnesota. So what I want all of you to do is vote for Joe. Vote for decency, vote for dignity, vote for a heart for our country. That is what he will bring to the White House. And with that, I give you the next President of the United States, Joe Biden.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, hello, Dallas. As my mom would say, I apologize for my back. But you have my back, and I promise I'll have yours. Folks, Amy, thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, I want to make clear something. I can't tell you how much Amy's endorsement, the senator's endorsement, means to me. It's great to see her family, to see John and her brilliant daughter Abigail, who's with her. And from the moment Amy Klobuchar announced for president in that snowstorm, it wasn't hard to see she had the grit and determination to do anything she set her mind to. You know, Amy knows how to get things done. She really does. That's why Amy has never lost, and she's not losing now. You're going to hear a lot from Amy Klobuchar for a long, long time. That's why she's one of the most effective senators in the United States Senate. Her campaign was all about what we could get done, how to make America better every day in simple, straightforward ways. Folks, the story that Amy tells about that person who Franklin Roosevelt, as a train went by, that she talked about, she believes. And that notion that, you know, I didn't know the president, but he knew me. Well, let me tell you something. It's everything that Amy's about. Nobody who's ever dealt with her doesn't think that she knows them. And you know what? Isn't that everything that's missing with this president today? You know, Amy spoke of something that I've made central in my campaign for president as well. To compete and complete the total lack of empathy and decency in this current president, he cannot stay there. He cannot stay. We all know it. There is no sense of decency or honor. The way he ridicules people, the way he demeans people, the way he talks about and demonizes people who are different, the fact that he's so self-absorbed, he doesn't seem to care about anything else in this country. Folks, I mean, I believed that he wasn't going to be a very good president, but I have to admit to you, with Donald Trump, I didn't have any idea just how much it was going to be always about Donald Trump. You know, and it's having a corrosive impact. It's having a corrosive impact on our children. Folks, we're already seeing reports of children in school mimicking the behavior of the president. A large piece in the Washington Post talked about the way in which teachers are finding kids are bullying other kids and quoting the president, using the president's language, singling out immigrants for ridicule and harassment. What in God's name did we expect? What did we think was going to happen when this behavior became so clear? When teachers try to deal with this kind of behavior, is it any surprise that the kids would say, well, that's what the president does? Apparently, the Washington Post article laid out a school and talked about them saying to the teachers, that's what the president does. You know, our children are listening. They're listening. And it's having a profound impact on our society. I've said many times in this campaign, this nation will be able to overcome 4 years of Donald Trump, but But if this man is reelected, he will fundamentally alter who we are as a nation for better in a generation to come. And we cannot let that happen. So Amy, thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for your friendship, and thank you for your support. You know, I want to also thank you for the voice you're going to supply in this race. Thank you for your endorsement. I'm truly honored to have it. And folks, I wasn't joking. Amy won all the debates. And I'm sure glad I wasn't on stage debating you again, Amy. Folks, you know, just a few days ago, the press and the pundits declared this campaign dead. But South Carolina had something to say about it. And tomorrow, Texas and Minnesota and the rest of Super Tuesday states, you're going to have a lot to say about it. And when you do, we'll be on our way to defeating Donald Trump in a second term. And my message to everyone, every person who's been knocked down, counted out, left behind, this is your campaign. We need you. We want you. And there's a place in this campaign for you, so join us. Go to joebiden.com, sign up, volunteer, contribute if you can. We need you, and we are going to do this. Look, the decisions the Democratic Party will make all across this country tomorrow, and Democratic voters in the next few weeks are going to determine what this party stands for, what we believe, and what we will be able to get done. If Democrats want a nominee to beat Donald Trump, keep Nancy Pelosi Speaker of the House, making sure we take back the United States Senate and the Texas State Legislature, then join us. If Democrats want to name a nominee who will build on Obamacare, not scrap it, take on the NRA and the gun manufacturers, protect our children, will stand up for the middle class, not raise their taxes and make promises that can't be kept, then join us. And if Democrats want a nominee who's a Democrat, a lifelong Democrat, a proud Democrat, an Obama-Biden Democrat, then join us. We can either win big or lose big. That's a choice. We need to build a coalition and a legacy of one of the most successful presidents of our lifetime, Barack Obama. And we'll do this by bringing the country together. That's what has united Amy and me all along. The idea we have to unite this country. Remember how we were both made fun of by our opposition, saying we're going to unite the country, say it can't be done. We refuse to accept the notion that there'll be a constant war, that Republicans are our enemies, they're our opposition. Look, folks, this time we got to bring around everybody, every race, ethnicity, gender, disabilities, or economic situation. Democrats, Republicans, independents of every stripe. And that's why I'm so excited about Amy's endorsement of our campaign. She shares that view. And Mayor Pete, who's endorsed our campaign earlier, I thank him as well. In all, we now have over 1,500 endorsements, including 36 congressmen, mayors, elected officials are joining the campaign in just the last 2 days. Look, most Americans don't want the promise of a revolution. They want results. They want a revival of decency, honor, and character. They want to give all Americans access to real opportunity, to have affordable and available health care for all Americans, an environment that's clean air and clean water, an education system that funds our schools, pays our teachers a decent wage, makes community college free, and deals with the overwhelming burden of student debt. Folks, we can do this and pay for it. The nation where we stand up and beat the NRA and reform the criminal justice system and mobilize the world against climate change, the whole world. A nation where we live our values, embrace immigrants and refugees, asylum seekers, not slam the door in the face of those fleeing persecution, violence, and oppression. That's what's made America. Folks, 24 out of every 100 students in school is Latino. It's in our overwhelming interest. They'll make us better if we invest. Look, folks, a nation that provides a path to citizenship for 11 million who are enriching our communities every single day. An economy that rewards work, not just wealth. My dad used to have an expression, he said, Joey, a job's about a lot more than a paycheck. It's about decency, it's about respect, it's about being able to look yourself in the mirror and know what's going on. It's about being able to look your children. I swear to God, this is what he would say. It's about being able to look your child in the eye and say, honey, everything's going to be okay. American people aren't asking for anything other than a chance, an even chance. And they're being denied that. This is about your place in the community, you say. It's about all our families, all our communities. Look, Amy and I look at everything from the prism of how it affects you. There goes Trump. Anyway. The prism of how it affects you, your family, your community, all our communities. Folks, it's simple. That's why I'm a Democrat. That's why I got involved in the first place. This election isn't a battle for the soul of the Democratic Party, but it is a battle for the soul of America. And in the most perilous moment we've faced in anyone's lifetime here, winning means uniting America, not sowing more division and anger. It means not only fighting as president, but a president who will heal the country. The country has to be healed. We've got to beat Donald Trump and the Republican Party, but we can't become like them. We can't become like them. We've got to heal the divisions, repair our democracies. And I am absolutely confident, not only Democrats, but independents and Republican voters know we have to heal this country. And once again, fight for the proposition, as corny as it sounds, that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men and women are created equal, endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights. Folks, that's the uniqueness of America. We're based on an idea. We've never fully lived up to it, but we've never before walked away from it like this president has. I believe with every fiber in my being, what we've done in every generation is further open the aperture for conclusion, inclusion, making sure that people have a shot. Look, I want to recognize 3 people who have dedicated their careers to fighting for more perfect union. Colin Allard, he flipped this district, helped take back the House in 2016. He did what I only dreamed of doing, playing in the NFL. What a hell of an athlete, what a great, great congressman. And we need to make sure that he holds that seat in November. And Mark Veazey, God love him, he's done incredible work to help lead the fight against the Erosion of Voting Rights Act, against the erosion of voting in this nation. Half the country, half the states in this nation have put up barriers. It's the new Jim Crow all over again. And Eddie Bernice Johnson is a legend with whom I'm honored to share this stage. She's a woman who knows how to get things done for the people of Dallas, and she leaves nobody behind. Look, the days of Donald Trump's divisiveness will soon be over. I guarantee you, we can build a more perfect union because the American people have now seen the alternative. Folks, there's 2 ways people get inspired. They get inspired by great leaders like Lincoln and Roosevelt and Kennedy and Obama. Well, thank you, but they also get inspired by very bad leaders. No, I really mean it. I really mean it. This president has sort of ripped the Band-Aid off, exposed just how venal he's become and how he has literally strangled the life out of the Republican Party. So folks, we got a shot. This is bigger than whether a Democrat wins. This is about restoring the character of America. Not a joke. Because we've been damaged all over the world. We've been damaged badly. His embrace of thugs and dictators, his way he treats our military and talks about them, the way he demeans people. Ladies and gentlemen at home, he's never done anything other than seek division. So folks, it's time to get back up. We're decent, we're brave, we're resilient people, and we can believe again. We are better than this moment, we are better than this president, and so get up. Let's take back this country. We're the United States of America, and there's not a single thing we cannot do if we do it together. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Folks, thank you. I got to wait one more minute, folks. There's one more person I want to thank, a man who electrified this state and nation. One of the most incredible runs of the United States Senate we have ever seen here in this state. A man who demonstrated enormous compassion and courage in the wake of the shooting in El Paso. A man with unlimited future. A man who will be changing this nation for the better for many years to come. Ladies and gentlemen, Beto O'Rourke. And his wife, Amy. Come on, Beto and Amy. Amy, watch your step here. God love you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Dallas, Tarrant County, Denton, Collin, anybody from the Rio Grande Valley, far west Texas and El Paso, Lubbock, Amarillo and the Panhandle, Longview, Texarkana and East Texas, on behalf of every one of the 254 counties of this great state, we welcome Dr. Jill Biden and Vice President Joe Biden, el próximo presidente de los Estados Unidos, aquí con nosotros este momento. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow, March 3rd, 2020, I will be casting my ballot for Joe Biden. And let me tell you why. We need somebody who can beat Donald Trump. The man in the White House today poses an existential threat to this country, to our democracy, to free and fair elections. And we need somebody who can beat him. And in Joe Biden, we have that man. We have someone who, in fact, is the antithesis of Donald Trump. Joe Biden is decent, he's kind, he's caring, he's empathetic. I don't know if you saw this last week. The vice president was at a town hall in South Carolina. And Dr. Reverend Anthony Thompson came up to the microphone and talked about losing his wife at Mother Emanuel AME in South Carolina in 2015. And Joe Biden listened to him, in fact, with his eyes closed so that he could concentrate on every single word that that man said. And then he spoke back to him and to all of us from his heart, filled with compassion and love and the power to heal. He wanted to heal that man. He wanted to heal Charleston, South Carolina. But as someone who lives in El Paso, Texas, which saw another white nationalist rampage where 22 people were killed solely based on their ethnicity, on the color of their skin, on their country of national origin, I felt Joe Biden healing us. At a time that this country is so polarized, so deeply divided, we need somebody who can bring us together and heal us. We need somebody who can reestablish the moral authority of the United States. We need somebody who will fight for democracy here and abroad, because democracy is under attack here and abroad. We need Joe Biden. And Mr. Vice President, I have traveled to each one of the 254 counties of Texas. I know this state. And I've got to tell you, the fact that you take the time to listen to us, to be here, to understand our concerns as well as our aspirations means the world to us. This is a state that is dead last in the United States when it comes to the number of insured, which means that we have people dying of diabetes. The largest mental health care facility in the state is the county jail system in the state. Those with schizophrenia and bipolar disorder and clinical depression are getting arrested on purpose to get the care that they cannot find otherwise. We know that you are going to lead us to make sure that there is health care for each and every single one of us, every child, every man, and every woman. Mr. Vice President, you also know that whether it was Sutherland Springs or Santa Fe High School or El Paso, Texas at that Walmart this last August, or Midland, Odessa in the same year, we understand the devastating toll of gun violence in America and in this state. And we need someone who's going to make sure that whether it is a mass shooting in a Walmart or in our school, or the shootings that far too often take those in our communities of color one or two at a time, who don't even make the headlines or the front page or the news, we don't even know their names. You're going to stand up for each and every one of us and end gun violence in America with universal background checks, extreme risk protection orders, and an end to the selling of weapons of war in our communities. Keep that stuff on the battlefield. Don't bring it into our homes. And Mr. Vice President, this energy-rich state that has fueled the growth of America also wants to be the state that, with your leadership, leads the charge to confront climate change before it is too late. We're counting on you. Y por último, in 2018, all of us, a lot of good people who are here on this stage, out there, throughout the state, ran the greatest grassroots campaign Texas had ever seen. We won more votes than any Democrat had in Texas history. Young voter turnout up 500% in early voting. And these were the gains. 12 new members of the State House, all Democrats replacing Republicans. 2 new members of Congress, including the all-time great Colin Allred right here in this community. 17 African American women elected to judicial positions in Harris County. Now is the time to finish the job, make sure that we win the 9 seats that we lack to take control of the State House for the first time in 20 years, end the racist gerrymandering in Texas, and move forward on the issues we care most about. You, Mr. Vice President, as the top of the ticket, can help us do that. So, I want to let you all know, I love you too, and we all love Joe, and I am going to treat Joe and Jill right. We're going to take them to a world-class meal tonight. There's a Whataburger less than half a mile from here. But first, make this one promise. Make this one promise. You. I'm getting Whataburger orders shouted from behind me, okay? You, your family, your friends, your neighbors, your classmates, your colleagues, every single one of us is going to get after it and vote tomorrow. Are you with me? Are you with Joe? Ladies and gentlemen, el próximo presidente de los Estados Unidos, Joe Biden. Let's do it for Joe.
I want to make something clear. I'm going to guarantee you this is not last year's scene of this guy. You're going to take care of the gun problem with me. You're going to be the one that leads this effort. I'm counting on you. I'm counting on you. We need you badly. The state needs you. The country needs you. You're the best. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's bring everybody. Come on up here, guys. Let's get the whole team. Watch out you don't fall off the stage here. Great to see you, man. Come on up. Beto, Amy, come on out here. Let me move this out of the way here. Watch out where you're standing. Folks, this is a team. We need your help. God bless you all, and may God, as I said, protect our troops. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going for Whataburger right now. Thank you, thank you. By the way, I'm Jill Biden's husband. Thank you all so much.